Dang. A couple other bands.
Take control, 44-year-old male, complaining broken foot.
How's it going, bud? Good. We got like 100 here?
76.
Wow. Hey guys, it's Jim. We're down on the U.S.-New Mexico border. This is a group of about 80 people that just came through. Again, the gate was mysteriously left open. I didn't show you the video, but before we got involved with this group, we were up on the mountain earlier. There was 3 individuals. We were believing that they were either coyotes or smugglers. We were up there looking for them. And they escaped back to the Mexico side. And just as they got over to the Mexico side, this group, which if you watched my video earlier, there was a lot of staging going on down there. You guys saw the bus, you saw everything at Monument 1, okay? And so there was definitely activity going on, and so these guys made it through the gate, and here we go. This when you cross out of New Mexico, this is actually the El Paso sector, and right through the gate there, that's where Monument 1 was, where I took you guys on the tour on the earlier video. So one thing you'll notice with this group, we got a lot of the coughing going on, a lot of kids. Just giving you guys a better look.
Yes, sir. Event number 235.
So for those of you that are new to these videos, this is Jim. We're down here on the border. Basically what's happening is a very organized invasion of the United States of America. They're taking advantage of our asylum laws. They're recycling children. They're using children as a pawn to take advantage of laws that allow them to get in here. You know, 10% of these people will qualify for actual asylum. The problem is the other 80% will be issued court dates that give them like a 5 to 7 year reprieve. So in other words, it's basically a ticket into the country until there's a court date. A lot of these people won't make those court dates. A lot of times, you know, things will happen between now and then. They don't show up. They disappear into the cracks of society. And right now we've made it so that after about 6 months they can get a work permit. Once they get the work permit, they have to pay taxes, so they end up with a tax ID number. They end up with driver's licenses, IDs. You guys have seen now where states are even putting it up for a vote, that people are actually able to they want these illegals to be able to vote in our 2020 election. And so it's a very organized event. This is a very organized invasion. These people are they're not coming from Mexico. They're not Mexicans. They're not, these are people coming from all 50 countries around the world, and probably even more now. We're seeing them from Honduras, from Brazil, El Salvador, Somalia, Africa, Nigeria. I mean, you name it, they're coming, and there's no stop to this. They're coming by the busloads. The section that my videos reflect is a very small section of the El Paso sector. It's about a 4-mile sector total. And so if you look at what happens on just these 4 miles, consider this, guys, it's a 2,200 mile border that consists of Arizona, California, Texas, New Mexico. Okay, and this is going on. There's counties all across the United States along the border that are declaring national emergencies. We're running out of places to put these people. The processing centers are absolutely buried. But probably the biggest crisis here is that while Border Patrol is tied up with large groups like this, it takes several of the agents that normally would be patrolling our border and taking care of our national security, okay? It takes them directly off of the field and leaves our borders wide open, especially in areas like this in Monument 1 where there's absolutely zero wall. If you've seen my videos, you know how easy it is to cross. You don't need to go under a tunnel. You don't need to be a climber. You can literally walk across the parking lot and then up into the hills you go. And the coyotes, the Mexican cartels, these are the guys that are making all the money off of this. Understand this. Anytime our government fails us on the border, on our national security, okay, which they've done, they've literally called for open borders. They literally are allowing this, what I call nonviolent so far invasion of our country, using bad laws and loopholes in the law. And if you think that this will not eventually affect you, I say this in every video, you're 100% wrong. These people will not stay in El Paso. They're not going to stay near the border cities. The border cities are running out of room. They're being organized and they're being sent on buses and airplanes, and they're being sponsored in states all over the United States. It's a very, very, very organized, funded, orchestrated campaign to bring people into the United States that most, like I say, 80% will not meet the qualification for asylum. And so the people in our government, like the governor of New Mexico, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, people like Veronica Escobar, okay, these are the people that are promoting this, that are helping with this. They are participating in child trafficking, the sponsorship of sex trafficking, human trafficking on a level that we have never seen in the United States of America. And I promise you guys, this is a crime. What's going on is a crime. Okay, we are funding a criminal organization. Do you realize, just with a load like this, okay, the cartel is going to get anywhere from $1,500, in some cases $5,000 or $6,000 a head for each individual that went through that fence. Okay, so you tell me, what's more profitable right now, smuggling kids and humans or drugs? Okay, they're dropping hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. These don't even include the caravans. Okay, the caravans are kind of like the highlighted distraction. This caravan's coming, that caravan's coming. Who cares about the caravans? People are coming. There's estimated to be 100,000 people in Juarez, Mexico, which basically borders El Paso, okay, that are waiting their turn to come into the United States of America like this, in a group. Okay, now we don't know, will there ever come a day where they all just decide to crash the border at the same time? We don't know. The other thing that we don't know is that when you get large groups like this that come through different areas of the border, we don't know if they're going to come through violent, if they're going to come through cooperative, or maybe you're going to get a group that's half and half, okay? But I can tell you this, that our Border Patrol, is basically off the front line, because this is what we're dealing with day in and day out. So anybody out there that wants to get terrorists through the border, criminals through the border, people that we really don't need in this country, this is their opportunity, and it's not real hard to do, okay? The other thing is, when these guys go to processing, it's usually around 2 hours per person in processing, okay? So when they're processed, they do background checks, they do checks to find out if the people are actually, you know, on any type of an Interpol hit list or something like that. But a lot of these people from way down south, they don't have backgrounds. So we really don't know what, you know, are you a murderer? Are you a child molester? What are you doing? But I can tell you this, anybody who openly uses children that is sick enough to come here, as an example, they call these fake family units. And what it is say a man and a woman, a lot of times they don't even know each other, show up to the border together, okay? So what they want to do to make sure that they don't have any problems with not being deported, the Mexican cartel offers them a marriage and gives them a fake marriage certificate, and then they rent them, sell them, or kidnap them a child. That's called child recycling. In some cases, the kids make the trip from wherever. Sometimes they're just using kids on the other side of the border. But you have to remember something. Up until about 2 weeks ago, we weren't even fingerprinting nor taking pictures of the kids. And so even in taking fingerprints, understand this. The child doesn't come with a birth certificate. They're not coming with passports. So when you take a fingerprint, the only thing that really does is help that if the child is seen again, in other words, recycled and sold again, if the child comes through the second time, then you can say, oh wow, we have suspected child trafficking here. So we are financing and allowing, through our own asylum laws, child trafficking at a level that when this thing is over, when the dust settles, America is going to be disappointed, because the one part of this crisis that the Democrats will not tell you about, that they will not admit to, and you got to go to the Border Patrol releases for these news sources. If you think this is Jim's made-up imagination, this is not my made-up imagination. These are releases from DHS, releases from the Border Patrol, and they're not even catching 20% of what's going on because there's no way to catch it. But the Democrats know exactly what this is about. This is an organized invasion. Okay, this is about the sovereignty of the United States. This is about us as Americans. This is about what we're going to be a year from now. We don't have time to wait till 2020 to get this all figured out. And the only way that we're going to stop this is when enough Americans wake up and they get upset watching these videos, and the things that the news will not show you. They will not show you what's going on in the dark and at the nighttime hour of when this is happening, because they can say numbers like 100,000, but pictures are worth 1,000 words. Okay? And so you have to understand that while yes, I'm the most sympathetic person there is when it comes to actual asylum. If somebody's running from an actual credible threat of death or hunger or anything like that, and they're into that 10%, then yes, we as Americans, we need to step up and we need to help those people. But that is not the case with these people. This is 80% fraudulent, and I'm telling you guys something when I tell you that the background numbers and who's coming in here, it's not cut and dry. It's not like if you were born in the United States and we have a database on you. Okay, a lot of these people, there's just simply no database. So we can continue to let our Border Patrol suffer. We can continue to let our national security suffer. We can continue to let people like Veronica Escobar and Governor Grisham and Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and the crooked Democrats in this country who are selling us out. We can continue to let them get away with this criminal treason against the United States of America, or we can decide to get behind those people who understand what a secure border is, who understand our national security, who understand what America was built on, okay, and we can support them, okay? Because if you ignore this, if you go to sleep at night and you ignore this, okay, this is not something you can ignore. Democrat or Republican, you cannot ignore this. It's going to cost you money. You're going to deal with it in your neighborhoods. I don't care where you live. I don't care how far out in the country you think you are. this will affect you at some point if it doesn't stop. And it doesn't look like it's going to stop. It looks like it's going to just continue to be a point of discussion, talk shows, everything else. That's why we're here, boots on the ground. That's why we're here taking action, because it's time. It's gone past the political point of taking action. Okay? President Trump declared a national emergency. The Democrats continue to say that this isn't an emergency because their plan and their agenda includes these people. Okay? That's what people don't understand. This is a power grab. This is about who cares about the infrastructure of the United States? Who cares what happens to the neighborhoods? Who cares what it does to the economy? As long as they have power, that's all they care about. And they're bringing them in, they're financing them here. They're getting them from all corners of the United States. And this is a nightly occurrence. It's happening all the time, day in, day out. And the bottom line, guys, is that we can turn a deaf eye to this, let our Border Patrol hang and drown, and take the brood of this, because there's going to come a day when we tell the people no. These people are all friendly until you say no. But once you say no to them, that's a whole different animal, okay? Saying no to them, they're going to resist you, okay? As long as you say yes to them, yes, we got a place for you. Yes, we're going to give you food. Yes, we're going to do this. We're going to get you a job. Yes, we got a sponsor, okay? They're going to be cooperative. But if the day ever comes where they don't get their way, okay, these people have already proven that they are willing to be combative. So all I'm trying to tell you guys is that, you know, yes, unfortunately, there's people involved in this crisis, and they're innocent. You know, like I said, the 10% of the thousands that are coming in, and it gets more difficult to tell the real ones from the ones that are faking it, because there's just the sheer volume and numbers of people coming in is absolutely unimaginable. Okay, you know, like Annie said on here just a little bit ago, 1,800 the other night in one sector. Okay, and you guys got to remember something. If these Democrats truly cared about these people like they say they did, okay, we're the racist ones, but what about them? Why isn't the National Guard here in a civilian role to help with processing, to help with transportation issues, taking them to the doctor, the dentist, or the airport, or the bus? Why aren't they down here with judges setting up tents so that they can have quick asylum hearings? What about the people who are waiting in line to come into our country legally? Okay, I'm not against immigration. I'm against illegal immigration. Okay, and that's what this is. And so, you know, America, we've got to wake up. We've got to work together on this. This is going to affect your kids. This is going to affect your livelihoods. You guys don't understand. This is an invasion. Okay, the government, our government, is hiding an invasion of our country. The only person who seems to be speaking out against it is Donald Trump. And whether you like the guy or not is irrelevant, because he's the only one telling the truth. This is not manufactured. This is not a political stunt. This is not made up. This is what's going on day in, during the day, during the night, all across our border. Counties are crying. Cities are now having to use their budgets, closing down their schools to house illegals, their libraries, their hotels are filled up with them. Okay, and I'm telling you guys that we cannot, as a nation, allow this to happen to our country. And until we quit advertising that you can come to the United States and it's a free for all, there is absolutely no way that these people will stop coming, that they will stop using the kids. We have to demonetize kids. Until we change the law, the kids are worth money. Once we take the money value away from the kids, they're not going to grab the kids. They're not going to recycle the kids. But until those laws are changed, guess what? We are allowing this to happen. The Democrats who stand up and tell you, oh, churches and charities and Salvation Armies, you need to get behind this because this is the good thing to do. No, it's not the good thing to do. Having kids being abused by the thousands is not a good thing to do. Allowing people that don't have backgrounds come in here, that's not the good thing to do. Okay, invading our country is not the good thing to do. There's a way to come in as a citizen. This is not about racism. This is about, we need a wall in certain areas, and hopefully we'll be getting some good news on that front. I got my fingers crossed. But in the meantime, the only thing we can do to stop this, you guys have got to share these videos, and I say this, without you guys sharing these videos, everything we'd be doing down here is pointless. Because if nobody's seeing the invasion, if nobody understands it's real, then what does it matter? Okay? Educate yourself. Look into this subject. I said this earlier. I love people that aren't brainwashed. I love people that aren't so stuck to one candidate or another that they're willing to open their eyes and their minds to the truth. You know, you've got to look into this for yourself. I mean, you can't just believe the fake news. The people who can question the fake news and take an objective approach to this and look at this for what it truly is, okay, then those are the people that are gonna save this country. If we keep continuing to bury our heads in the sand, if we continue to think that this is business as usual, if we continue to think that the right decision here is to continue to aid this, and no, Jesus would not do this. Jesus would not support child trafficking, human trafficking, and sex trafficking. Jesus would not allow the cartel in Mexico to get rich. That's what the devil would do, okay? Bottom line, you can call that racist, you can call it whatever you want. We have homeless kids in this country. We have homeless vets. We have Americans here that need to come first, that are here because they're U.S. citizens. Now, I know some of you out there don't think that means anything to be a U.S. citizen, but the fact of the matter is we are U.S. citizens. This is our country. This is the country that people pay taxes in. This is the country that our vets fought for, okay? And the bottom line is our Border Patrol is down here jeopardizing because they're being overstrained, they're being abused by the liberal left, who no longer cares about the country. They care about the power in the country. So you know what? Any of you people out there that think that this is a joke, I got a news flash for you. It's only going to be a matter of time before you wish you would have watched these videos, you'd have paid attention to them, and you would have shared them. Because it's not a racist issue. Every country has borders. Every country has sovereignty. Okay? Everybody has individuality. And when you just decide that you're just gonna let everybody come in and do whatever you want, then you've already lost this war. Okay? So bottom line here, guys, is it's time for the country to wake up. The only way we're going to do that is sharing these videos and working together. And I still believe that there's enough Americans out there. I still believe in the American way. We have always won. We have always come out ahead. But this time, guys, we've got a government that literally is working against us. We have people in office and in power that are making decisions that are treasonous to the United States of America. And you can see that by how they attack videos like this and the people that make them. Okay? We've got to share the truth and work together. I'm not going to keep you guys on here much longer. I think you've seen what you need to see. I think I've shared as much as I need to share for tonight. So that being the case, I hope everybody has a great night. Thank you guys for sharing the videos. Check out BNN News. Go over and see Conservative Anthony. Go see Oscar L. Blue. Go check out the AZ Patriots, okay? There's a lot of people showing different sides to this crisis along the border. We support them all because they're all